Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. Well, I'm standing in front of my Goldfinger display. Heck, I even have a gold woman behind me. Nothing personal, right? I'm even wearing kind of a Goldfinger outfit. I've got the NPL stuff. I've got the watch on. Why? Well, as you can tell by the thumbnail, we're doing a review of something that harkens back to Goldfinger, but we've got to start off with the basics. And it's a little bit of psychology. Look, I've never claimed to be an adult. Growing up seems really boring and uninteresting. So I consider myself generously a man-child. That's how I'll put it. So from time to time, I'm very excited, very happy to get a Bond toy. I mean, it's not like we go out to the toy store and there's racks and racks. It's not Star Wars. It's not Marvel. It's not a Mr. Potato Head. That'd be cool. James Bond, Mr. Potato Head. Somebody write that down. No, so when you do get a toy, we get excited. And I've received this from Playmobil. Now, I got to give some fair balance right away. You were one of two type of kids growing up. You were either a Playmobil person. You had the little Playmobil figures. And a lot of them European based. Me, being a New Yorker, I had Play School. Yeah, I had the little wooden things. I had the airports. I had a few of the Playmobil figures, but those were fancy schmancy. I had the little wooden Play School ones, a little bit different. So this is one of my first Playmobil pieces, and we're going to just open it up. This is the unboxing. Let me get out I thought I was going to need this, my Q pen knife, and we're going to try to see kind of what this experience would be if you were opening this up on Christmas morning, Hanukkah night, just getting it for yourself. Oh, baby. All right, so let me, no pomp and circumstance there. Let me put the knife away. We don't want to cut into anything by mistake, and here we go. Wow. All right, well, right off the bat, as you can see, the packaging is so cool. This isn't huge. It's actually smaller than I expected from a box size standpoint, as you can see here, but the packaging is just great. I mean, you could see on the side here, you've got a little instruction thing. I'm just going to bring this like 3D. It works like that, right? It works like that. On the back, you've got kind of a sneak peek of the different gadgets and different things that maybe this is going to do. But it really is the sides, which shows you the different characters. Now look, we don't have 3 3/4 James Bond action figures. We've got to be very satiated with this. And the nice thing about Playmobil is they went always with figures that were based off of how children drew people, which is just simple. You've got the eyes, you've got smiles, and you don't have much more than that. But this really captures the look of this. Now, it has these little scissor markings on here, but the reality is I really want to try to keep this intact. I don't want to ruin this. So we're gonna open this carefully. There's some glue spots here. And okay, this entirely separates. Most of you are like me, you try to keep the boxes. I'm never gonna sell this thing. This thing's gonna be displayed probably in my office or somewhere where I can escape for a moment, have a stressful moment where the real life interferes with somebody in their 50s and I want to just escape. So this is something where hopefully I can keep this well in order. And as you can tell, I'm struggling a little bit. Okay, here we go. So there's little like scissor lines everywhere. The box is not going to be in great shape by the time I'm done with it, but that's okay. This is really to take out of the packaging. Now, there are some of you out there that have said, I'm going to collect this, so I don't want to rip it, but I just want to get to the meaty insides. Ooh! Wow, right away. All right, so first of all, we're going to take note of a couple things. As you can see in here, everything is laid out perfectly. It's not all moving around. It's got its own little nest spaces in here, which is quite cool. Not a lot of moving around, but you could see that it's got the Aston Martin symbol on the top there. Here, let's come in nice and close so you can see this. Look at that. So you could see all the different figures, Bond and Goldfinger, Oddjob, even the henchman, and it's got a nice booklet that you can see goes with this. Let's take a look at the booklet right away. So this is really cool because as you can see in here, this is definitely a read-along. First of all, there's a little discussion about the movie itself, unless somebody thought like maybe this was harkening back to No Time to Die. It's not. How cool would that be if there was a Daniel Craig and Madeline? Be very cool, right? So here we've got Goldfinger. It's a breakdown. You can kind of read all about it. I will read this book. I do read these books, so this is going to be fun. It's also got all of the little gadgets that are going to be included in this car. I love this book. And look at this. It even shows play school people working through the instructions. In other words, get your mom to help you. My mom would help me with this. She's 2.5 hours away, so I'm actually going to put this together myself. And it's not that hard to put together. Even with the figures, you've got some hair and hats to put on. And with the cars, you've got some wheels, some stickers, and a couple of other props. So here's what we're going to do. Let's take stuff out of the package, because that's what we're here to do, is take stuff out of the package. So I'm going to take the figures out first. By the way, let's kind of get up and personal. I'll take the henchman as an example. These just feel right. What does that mean? Well, it just, very simple movement. It's not all stiff. You can see there's a lot of playability here. A child who's 53 years old could have a lot of fun with this because of the amount of playability. So let's take the figures out first. And of course the car. Now, interestingly, I just ripped the roofs off. Yeah, I did. The car wasn't tied down by any wires. It is a solid piece. Like, this isn't like going to be shrapnel. I could see that a young child could play with this and not bust it up on the first day. I don't know about you. Maybe I was an aggressive child. But I could break toys in its first day out of the wrapping. Okay, here's the roof. It's weird. There's like a little fingerprint on the roof. Oh, you know what? It's just from the box. It came right off. I got scared for a moment. I like my collectibles pristine, but you can see almost right away there's not going to be a lot to do here to put this together. Look at the back with the stickers. So here's what I'm going to do. I could very easily go through how to put this together, but you're an adult. I know you know how to do this, and I'd rather just ooh and ah at the piece when it's all put together. So we're going to cut, and we're going to come back with everything all built and pretty. Yeah, it's like your dad helping you Christmas morning. Let's do it. Okay, so it took me roughly 10 minutes to put this together. It was not difficult at all. The wheels, once I got the first one on, it all started to come together. Let's get up and close and personal here, because there it is, folks. The Playmobil DB5 Aston Martin Goldfinger edition. Yeah, there it is in all its glory. You can see the tires are on, and everything works here. This is so cool. You've got the tire slashers that pull out. Let's see if we can kind of, there you go. There you go, David. You got it. You can see that you got the henchman in there kind of leaning on Bond. You've got Bond looking out the window, wondering what's going on. You've got these side mirrors that went on very nicely. Yeah, you've got the revolving plates here. And the stickers were the hardest part because I didn't want to mess up the stickers. And of course, what would the nameplates? It's a little stiff right now. That's what she said. BMT 216A. So they got everything really accurate. I mean, talk about Goldfinger. You've got the DB5 on the side. You can see the stickers, and on the back, like we showed you before. These you have to put in the lights in the back, but it just adds to the detail of this. You've got this really cool bulletproof shield. You've got the separating roofs, etc. But I think you want to see the mechanism of action, right? Because this thing like does stuff. You've got this little pieces right here. Let me get up and close. That come off, and the machine guns are there. But if I pull down the pipe back here, watch what happens. Let's get you on the henchman side. You're there. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Ready? Oh, bye-bye henchman. Wow, let's pick him up. So let me show you the mechanics behind there. You've got this little plastic piece in there, you can see right there, that depresses down and shoots up through the roof, separating the chair that the henchman sits on. And let me tell you something, I've tried this like 6 or 7 times already. It works. It works every single time. There is no manipulation of this. Kids and adults are going to love that. And if you want to give Bond a convertible look, this part of the roof separates off and Bond can go off into the sunset and find all the wonderful birds that he wants. Yes, he's a bird watcher. See how that works? But I also like the fact that the bumpers come out, right? I mean, talk about playability. So one thing you don't want to gloss over, and I made the mistake of doing this earlier, is this kind of centerfold, if you will, with all the gadgets. This walks through how to use all the gadgets and manipulate them. Because, for example, take a look up here. You see the bulletproof shield? I was wondering, like, all right, what do I have to press? Does it pop open? It's just your thumbnail. It's just your thumbnail. You put your thumbnail in there, and it pulls up and it locks into place, and it's even got the bullet holes. Shut up. That, too cool. But again, just read up on everything because you're going to want to know how to get the most out of your Playmobil DB5. It's worth it to take a look at the interior here as well. So now we've got an opportunity to get really nice and close here so we can show all the wonderful details. First of all, the color scheme, the paint, the windows, everything just looks right. And the proportions are really good too. I know there's a lot of different versions of the DB5 out there, like the Lego, etc., that don't quite make the grade for people. This one obviously does. And I'll be careful, but I'll turn this over and you can see even the bottom has some of the details. Let's lift the roof off for a second. It's got 2 pieces to it. Oh, hello, henchman. I'm going to take you out for a second. I want to show you how everything nests in here, but especially the details. Look at the how the wheel is cut out so Bond can sit comfortably in there. If I really wanted to manipulate it, I can put his hands on the steering wheel. But look at that. He's got the satellite locator, and he even has the ejection button shifter, which again, I love all of those particular details. They didn't have to put those in there, but they did. They even gave him a little bit of a back seat. And now you can see that revolving plate again, the lights, the machine guns. I mean, it is really all there. But let's take a look now that we've got kind of the figures up and close. You've got Goldfinger, he's got his hat. They made him even a little bit paunchy. I love the fact that he's got buttons on his sleeve. I mean, sartorial speaking, he's correct. But look at this. Odd job. And his hat is removable, so you could put his hat into his hand. But this henchman maybe takes the cake. Why? Well, not only does he have his sash, he has these little spats on his shoes that can come on and off. And I love that little detail that they absolutely didn't need to put in there. We also have binoculars that come with this that you can kind of put there. Remember when the binoculars were being used. And we've got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 sets of gold bars, which just incredibly nice. Even has the Playmobil marking on the background. So when it comes to the details of this, between the book, the different pieces that it comes with, and the playability, I love getting up and close and personal because that's where the detail is to be had. And let's face it, we're going to study these things when we get them in. Okay, well, there you have it. That's my kind of go over and walkthrough of the Playskool DB5. And I've got to ask certain questions and provide certain answers. First of all, from a collector standpoint, I think you realize, seeing my surrounding, I'm a bit of a collector. Is it worth it? You know, it's $75 to $80 to sometimes more, depending on the geography that you're from. Is this worth it? And for me, the answer is yes, it is. I really love this. I think anything that plays on the heartstrings of nostalgia, bringing me back to childhood, making me feel like a child again, connecting to a more OG bond. Just it automatically goes up the value, and this contains all of that. Playability, the boxing, the surround sound that comes with it, the durability of it, all those things come into mind. Even look at the bottom, very cool. So yes, for me it is. My question is, if I had a young child, because Playmobil, it is supposed to be for kids, but they've really connected from a marketing standpoint to the collector's market. I mean, this is for 35 to 65-year-olds that, are going to put this on a shelf, like me, put it in my office. But if I had a child, would I have them play with this? I don't know. I mean, it's a little finicky to get Bond, the steering wheel just right so he can sit in there, and even to put the seat back in to have it pop up again. It takes a little bit of manipulation. And let's face it, as a child, I would be pushing this off of a cliff. I'd be taking it outside. It's durable, but is it a Tonka truck? No. Can you imagine if they had a DB5 Tonka truck? Tough, built Tonka truck, tough. Anyway, it's not going to happen. So this is what we have. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if I had all the money in the world, I'd probably get one for my child, fully expecting that there would be something that went wrong the first day. But imagine what that first day would be like for that child. I guess if you had an 8-year-old or above, and they knew, if they busted it, Dad and Mom would be upset. But in the meantime, I don't have a young child. Well, I do. It's here. No, not in my shirt. It's in my heart. That's the right side of my heart. I'm not Dr. No. So I love it. I think it's great. Play School, come out with more, please. Give me a Roger Moore Lotus, white, not red, please. I'd also like a No Time to Die figure pack with Madeline, Safin, Doo-Doo, and obviously Bond, so I can play No Time to Die with this. Would you do that for me, Play School? Please take notes. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. This has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Vroom, vroom. And I'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.